Welcome back to another edition of ADA Broadcast News. We're glad you're watching. I'm John Holt.
And I'm Katie Farrell. John's red shirt and my red scarf are to remind you to wear red today to show your support for the ADA's movement to stop diabetes.
Now, we hope you remember to wear red today, too. The idea, call attention to the ADA's commitment to stop diabetes.
And if you forgot to pack something red, no worries. You can still pick up a red shirt like this at the Shop Diabetes store. They also have red hats, t-shirts, tote bags, travel cups, and other items you can add to your wardrobe.
I don't know if I'm a very good model, but
you look good.
It's definitely red. Wearing red and shopping in the store, two ways to show your dedication to the ADA's efforts to stop diabetes. Now, we do have a lot of good information for you today.
These final days are going to be busy ones. There are so many activities and exciting sessions left to attend.
For example, here's a special invitation to attend the Sunday morning session that features the ADA President of Medicine and Science.
At 10:15, Dr. Elizabeth Sequist delivers her presidential address. The talk is titled, Stop Diabetes, It's Up to Us.
Dr. Sequist, why did you choose this topic?
John, I chose this topic because I think it's so important that we stop diabetes. Everyone who's come to scientific sessions at the American Diabetes Association is here because we want to have a transformative impact on diabetes, and we can do it. What I hope people will learn when they come to my talk is some of the progress we've made and how research and development have really contributed to that progress. I also want people to know that the American Diabetes Association is at the very center of that progress. And it's so important that we all participate with the American Diabetes Association in making a difference to stop diabetes.
What's the message you'd like the attendees to take home with them?
I think the most important thing that people should take away from my talk is that it is up to us as members of the American Diabetes Association to work to stop diabetes. The way we can do that is by being part of the organization, being a member, participating in different activities, raising funds, doing our research work, communicating to the public how important research and development is to stopping diabetes. The American Diabetes Association is central to that effort, and we all need to be part of it because we really want to transform this disease.
Dr. Sequist, thank you. She presents her presidential address at 10:15 Sunday morning, third floor of the West Building at Moscone Center.
Stay with us. There's still much ahead today on ADA Broadcast News, including previews of the major sessions planned for Sunday.
A1C Now Plus is back. From fingerstick to results in 5 minutes. Demonstrations daily at booth number 2424.
Welcome back to ADA Broadcast News. We have a whole lot to tell you about, but first, John, I've been intrigued by that lapel pin of yours.
Oh, yes, thought you'd never ask. It's a pretty cool pin. It's one of a series of special pins honoring those of us who've attended scientific sessions for 5, 10, 15, even up to 45 years. This, by the way, is my 10-year pin.
10 years. Congratulations.
Pretty exciting stuff, let me tell you. ADA invites all longtime attendees to drop by one of the membership booths to pick up a pin. These booths are located in the lobbies of the North Building and the West Building, too.
It's a great idea. Well, the Banting Medal for Scientific Achievement Award lecture follows the President's address Sunday morning. This year, it's given by Dr. Daniel Drucker. The Banting Medal for Scientific Achievement Award is the highest scientific honor given by the ADA. It's in recognition of the recipient's long-term achievements in the study of diabetes. For his talk, Dr. Drucker has chosen Deciphering Metabolic Messages from the Gut Drive's Therapeutic Innovation. Welcome, Dr. Drucker. Tell us about your talk.
Hi, Katie. My talk will discuss the basic science of gut hormones, specifically GLP-1, GLP-2, and the control mechanisms such as dipeptidylpeptidase 4 that regulates the biology and actions of these hormones. And I'll review the basic science data that has taught us how these hormones work and the clinical relevance and impact of this science that has allowed us as a community to develop new therapies for the treatment of metabolic diseases such as diabetes and intestinal disorders.
What is it you want the audience to take away from your talk?
I think the powerful take-home message is how beautifully understanding basic science informs clinical mechanisms and allows us to use the basic science to develop rational new therapies that mimic the physiology in a beneficial way for our patients.
Thanks, Dr. Drucker. Dr. Drucker will deliver the Banting Lecture immediately following the President's address. That's Sunday morning, 3rd floor of the West Building of the Convention Center. The Kelly West Lecture is presented Sunday afternoon. This talk honors Kelly West, the man who's recognized as the father of diabetes epidemiology. This year, the Kelly West Award is given to Dr. Andrzej Królewski. His topic concerns early progressive renal decline.
Over the last 25 years, I've been conducting long-term prospective studies using patients of Joslin Diabetes Center. I discovered a new early phase of diabetic nephropathy, which I refer to as early progressive renal decline. We and my group is proposing to use this discovery to develop a new model of diabetic kidney disease, and during my presentation I will be presenting new data and will be discussing implications for diagnosing early kidney disease, implications for doing research on determinants of this stage, and also implications for developing new therapies, how to prevent kidney disease in diabetes type 1 and type 2.
Dr. Jacob Friedman delivers this year's Norbert Frankel Award lecture. He's titled his talk, Gestational Diabetes and Pathways for Programming in Mouse, Monkey, and Man. Where do we go next? Dr. Friedman, how can microbiome potentially contribute to gestational diabetes and the development of obesity in the next generation?
Well, the microbiome is a really hot topic in biology these days. It's otherwise known as your other genome. So we've discovered, lots of people have discovered that the bacteria that live in the gut and other places may play an important role in development of obesity and especially inflammation. And why that's important for gestational diabetes is because mother's microbiome shifts tremendously during pregnancy, and that could have an effect on her metabolism, but more importantly, the infant is born without a microbiome. It's practically sterile. So the transmission of a microbiome from mother to infants is a really important event in an infant's life, and it may pattern the metabolism for the baby for the foreseeable future. One of our studies that I will mention has to do with non-human primates, where we actually fix the diet because the microbiome is very sensitive to the diet. And what my collaborators have discovered is that that effect of the diet is persistent beyond the weaning period. So in young children, they may have the ability to change the microbiome slightly with diet, but what they've inherited and what they've been exposed to in utero may have a permanent effect.
What are the most important factors for pregnancy research to understand how maternal obesity and gestational diabetes impact mother and infant?
We've come a long way since the original Pedersen hypothesis in the 50s that just talked about glucose and teratogenesis, and then updated in the 80s by Norbert Frankel, who gave a Banting lecture in the 1980. Now we think beyond just glucose, we're really focused now more on obesity and particularly nutrients such as fat, because that's a big problem in today's society. So my lecture on Sunday will touch upon the role of maternal obesity and particularly the role of diet and how it impacts fetal growth, how it impacts the placenta, the microbiome, as well as infant stem cells that could be important for the progression of obesity and long-term risk for diabetes, as well as fatty liver disease and other complications associated with obesity in the next generation.
Dr. Friedman, thanks. Uncomplicating the macrovascular complications of diabetes. That's the focus of this year's Edwin Bierman lecture. Dr. Karen Bornfeld has been chosen to deliver this talk. The award and the lecture recognize a leading scientist in the field of macrovascular complications and contributing risk factors in diabetes. Later Sunday afternoon, the ADA partners with the American Association for Clinical Chemistry to present a symposium on 21st century issues of self-monitoring of blood glucose. And finally, Dr. William Jeffcoat presents the Roger Pecoraro Award Lecture. His topic, acute foot disease and diabetes. This is a chronic problem, and Dr. Jeffcoat, what insights do you plan to offer your audience?
What I'm hoping to cover is a call to arms in a way. And the final message is that we professionals should be focusing on the key issues that relate to the management of disease of the foot in diabetes. And what I'm hoping to cover is the whole issue of disease of the foot in terms of its costs and the delays that are inherent in its management, and to going from the causes of the delay to actually look at the different treatments and approaches that we've got and to examine the evidence in their favor. Having done that, what I want to emphasize is that maybe the most important issue is not so much the treatments at our disposal, but actually the way in which we practice and the way in which we use these treatments. These are the sort of issues which I want to cover in my talk.
Thanks, Dr. Jeffcoat. We're going to take a break here, but we'll be back with more information on today's edition of ADA Broadcast News.
Get ready to experience Invokana, available for over 1 year with more than 700,000 prescriptions to date. Preferred access for more than 100 million prospective patients. Experience Invokana. Visit booth 809 and learn more at invokanahcp.com.
Welcome to the American Diabetes Association's 74th Scientific Sessions. Here, among your colleagues who are sharing their recent work, you'll learn about the latest advancements in research and patient care. And after the conference, we're dedicated to keeping you connected with other professionals and providing you with education and resources that are only available from the American Diabetes Association. We invite you to join us with a professional membership to receive many exclusive benefits, such as the highest impact journals in diabetes research and care, clinical practice recommendations, the most trusted guidelines in clinical diabetes care, exclusive access to the ADA Professional Membership Directory, access to patient resources on proper nutrition and daily diabetes management. You'll also receive invaluable savings like $310 off your next Scientific Sessions meeting registration, equaling or exceeding the full cost of your membership. Free webcast access for Scientific Sessions attendees, discounts on all ADA journals and books, and a subscription to Diabetes Pro Quarterly, the association's insider newsletter, and so much more. Please visit us at the membership booth located in the North Lobby, street level, for information on the special Scientific Sessions offer, or join online at professional.diabetes.org/sessions.
Here's a reminder, Monday is the final day. The exhibits will be open, so plan to spend some time there. Pharmaceutical companies, equipment manufacturers, publishers, and representatives from various organizations are eager to tell you about their products and services.
And while you're in the exhibit hall, drop by the ADA exhibit in booth 1031. That's where you'll learn about the latest clinical and patient resources available to you through the ADA.
There you can sign up for Diabetes Pro Smart Brief and receive daily summaries of the latest news in diabetes research and from the clinical community delivered straight to your inbox. Pick up copies of ADA professional journals as well as Diabetes Forecast, the healthy living magazine for people with diabetes. Learn about the free Living with Type 2 Diabetes program for newly diagnosed patients. Find out about the latest ebooks for your e-reader and much, much more.
And you'll want to check out the exhibit hall product theaters. This is where you can hear industry leaders talk about the latest developments in diabetes diagnosis, treatment, and outcomes.
The product theaters are scheduled during morning, lunch, and afternoon breaks in the exhibit hall on Sunday and Monday. A complete list of topics and schedules is available in your final program.
Time is also running out to view posters before you leave this meeting. They're available only until 2 on Monday afternoon.
Selected investigators will be available to discuss their research from noon until 2 during the guided audio poster tour and general poster sessions.
You have time to visit the Shop Diabetes store too. It's the authoritative source for up-to-date resources for both professionals and patients.
You'll find the new edition of Life with Diabetes, the best-selling and most reliable diabetes curriculum in the United States.
Other new ADA books include Teens with Diabetes, Therapy for Diabetes Mellitus, the 6th edition, and Diabetes Management in Long-Term Settings.
The store is also a great place to find souvenirs to take home with you. It's located in the ground floor lobby of the North Building, and it's open daily during Scientific Sessions.
So stay with us. There's still more ahead on ADA Broadcast News.
We'll hear about how you can contribute ideas for next year's Scientific Sessions.
A1C Now Plus is back. From fingerstick to results in 5 minutes. Demonstrations daily at booth number 2424.
No doubt you've seen the number 16 Ford Mustang NASCAR outside Hall D in the lower lobby of the North Building. What a cool car. Huh?
What a cool car. And get this, the car and the driver, Ryan Reed, represent ADA's Drive to Stop Diabetes campaign presented by Lilly Diabetes.
You're invited to stop by and meet Ryan. He'll be at the car from noon to 12:30 and 3:30 to 4:30 Sunday and 10 to 10:30 Monday morning.
This meeting is still well underway, but would it surprise you to know work has already begun on next year's scientific sessions?
And what a meeting it's going to be, Katie. 2015, the 75th anniversary of the ADA Scientific Sessions. Lots of special activities are being planned to commemorate that occasion.
That celebration, an excellent program, and it's in a favorite convention city, Boston.
Boston, always a great city for a visit and a favorite for the scientific sessions.
Representatives will be in the North Lobby Saturday and Sunday if you'd like to learn more.
That's it for today's edition of ADA Broadcast News. Thanks for tuning in.
Remember, ADA Broadcast News is available in your room at select convention hotels, as well as on most of the shuttle buses serving the convention.
Have a great day, everyone. We'll see you again soon.
ADA Broadcast News has been brought to you in part by Cronus. For nearly 30 years, your trusted source in diabetes antibody test kits. Please visit us at booth 424.
Some risks are obviously not worth taking.
Watch where you're going!
Some aren't as obvious, but could be just as deadly. Like the risk for type 2 diabetes, especially if you're over 45 or overweight. Take the diabetes risk test. It's free and takes less than a minute. Type 2 diabetes is one risk you can't afford to take. So stop diabetes before it stops you.